Stray kids everywhere, all around the world. Hey guys, what's up? In case you couldn't tell, today we're going to be talking about Stray Kids. Why Stray Kids' Rockstar EP is one of the best EPs ever released. Not just from a K-pop group, not just in recent years, in my opinion at least. One of the best EPs ever released from start to finish, cohesive, it's beautiful, it's entertaining. I can listen to it over and over and over again. But first, a little history. Rockstar, Stray Kids' eighth Korean language EP,
According to Wikipedia.
was released last year on November 10th, 2023, and it made music history. Well, my personal music history. I've always been a casual Stray Kids fan ever since they came around. I liked their early releases just fine. I was just getting into K-pop kind of when they debuted, I think. So I was kind of overwhelmed with everything that it means to be a K-pop fan. So I wasn't like a stan. They weren't like my old group or anything like that. But I have always been a fan of them. And I initially got into them because of Felix, of course. I mean, he's A, beautiful. He's very visually striking. But B, his voice is just so magnetic. Like when you hear one of their songs, his voice, at least for me, was the first voice that really just pulled me in. And then I saw more and more content of them, and his personality is just so fun for camera. He's just so entertaining to watch, and it was just kind of the whole package that pulled me in. I also love that the group really not just like lets him use his deep voice every now and then, but they really like embrace it and utilize it, kind of weave it into the fabric of their discography, basically. I really like that Stray Kids will like lean into the members' unique qualities and use them to enhance their sound rather than kind of ironing everybody out to sound the same, which I feel like is what a lot of idol groups do. It's becoming less common now. I think it was maybe more of like an older generation thing, but I feel like it's getting more and more common to really embrace the unique qualities of the idols and kind of let that become something that makes the group stand out. I also think Felix's success and popularity is part of maybe what led to KQ letting Yosong use his really deep voice more now. Not that he hasn't used it before, but I think it's utilized more and more often in their songs now than it ever was before.
Free my man Yusang's bass voice.
Like I said, I really got into the group because of Stray Kids,
Wow, sorry, I meant to say Felix.
but then I saw Hyunjin's Play with Fire video. I was lost. I mean, how else was I supposed to react to that? He's so handsome, it's kind of frightening. So I would say he's my bias, but Felix is also very far up there. And lately, all these concert videos that have been coming out from their Dominate tour, Christopher, we need to talk. I don't know what you want from me, but clearly you want something from me. And I'm going to need you to tell me what it is before I have a heart attack. Anyway, one day while I was at work, I wanted some background music, but I didn't want it to distract me because I was doing kind of a long project that needed my attention, but I just kind of needed some background noise. So I thought a K-pop album that I wasn't familiar with would be the best idea because then I wouldn't be trying to listen to the words. The foreign language would just kind of fade into the background, but it would still be, it's a genre that I enjoy. So I knew that I would like the songs. And this was just a couple months after Rockstar came out, I think. And I, like I said, was a Stray Kids fan. It just kind of came to the top of my recommended. And I was like, yeah, we'll give it a listen. It'll just, fade into the background. It did not fade into the background. As I was working, I kept finding myself getting just so sucked into the music and wanting to go back and rewind and replay certain parts. And I was like, okay, this is not doing what I needed it to do. I'm happy I found this album, but this is not being the background noise distraction that I was hoping it would be. I just kept finding myself like hearing certain lines, hearing certain parts of the melody, hearing certain runs in the music, and just it would evoke such an emotional reaction out of me, like positive emotional reactions. But it just I loved it so much. And so ever since then, I've been telling all my friends how amazing it is. And I've got another friend listening to the whole thing. And it inspired this video here, why it's the best EP ever. I decided I'm going to go through each song and kind of like the musical journey that I think the EP is trying to take us on in a storytelling sense, but also kind of in a musical sense. I will not be talking about the remixes though. I don't think remixes count. Obviously, they're on the album, but in my opinion, they're not part of the Sonic story. My qualifications are that I was in choir from the time I was 5 to the time I was about 20. So that's something. Aside from that, I have 0 qualifications and I did not major in music. So this is all my opinion. Also, please forgive me if when I'm talking about line distribution, I get something wrong because the website I was using to kind of decode all of this has 2 sets of members that have colors almost identical to each other. So it was kind of hard to tell them apart. And yes, I could have gone and done further research, but I was like, okay, I got to stop somewhere. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. And be warned, to get around copyright issues, there very well might be singing in this video from me. The album opens with a classic Stray Kids powerhouse song, Megaverse. The extremely trustworthy news source of straykids.fandom.com describes this as an EDM trap track. Which, if you told me that in isolation, I never would have thought I would be such a big fan of this song as I am. Those tend to not be my genres of choice. But of course, it's addictively catchy, and the arrangement and composition just leads the listener at such a brisk pace, as if Stray Kids themselves have taken you by the hand to guide you through their megaverse. The opening verses, especially starting with Felix's deep, instantly recognizable tone, set a fast pace to a gorgeous pre-chorus with Sungmin's soaring vocals. Then it brings us back down to earth with a powerful rap shared by Lino and Hyunjin, who passes back off to Felix saying, "Welcome to the Stray Kids Hot Megaverse," before promptly shoving us off the cliff of the chorus's beat drop. The second verses and chorus happen similarly, almost like we're Dante being led through the underworld by Virgil. Then the beautiful bridge takes us back to a final powerful chorus before firmly ending with a final refrain, welcoming us to the Stray Kids Megaverse. It was a great choice as an intro song, something classically Stray Kids, but of course still new and fresh, doing fun things that they haven't necessarily done in other songs. But I especially love the part, like I said, of the bridge when Sungmin is like, sorry, I told you there was going to be singing. And then he goes into some rap and then comes in with like the da 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 da, and then it like takes us to the, you know, the welcome to the Stray Kids Hot Megaverse. I can't go that deep, but the whole like journey from the bridge into the opening of the chorus is so good. I just love that part especially. Lalalala is the second song on the album and arguably the most popular. Though Megaverse is also extremely popular, don't get me wrong. And that's just from my personal anecdotal experience. I haven't compared numbers or anything. I don't know which song is their most popular, but I'm pretty sure this one was their biggest single that they promoted the most. La 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 is a funk. I don't want to say funk because that doesn't feel right. It's not a U, it's an O. Funk. Let me know how you're supposed to say that. Is a funk song that opens with a now famous piano riff that the boys playfully incorporated into the song's choreography. They're like, da, 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 da. So cute. I love that they did that. And now this is where like I'm kind of branching out of my expertise here, but I feel like the BPM, the beats per minute, is the same as Megaverse. Like if you like tap it out, it's like, welcome to the Stray Kids Hot Megaverse. But then it's like, la 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 la. Like, isn't that the same? I could be crazy. Also, I don't know if my mic is picking it up. I'm patting my leg right now to kind of keep the beat. So that's something you'll notice, and I'll mention it again later. I don't know if the BPMs are the same for all of these songs, but it kind of feels like they are, which leads you to having them feel really cohesive, which is cool. But the arrangement on the top of this song, I think, is even faster than Megaverse. So it's like Megaverse started us out strong, and now we're speeding up into the next song, kind of keeping the energy really high. And it really gives the listener the sensation that the journey through the music has only just begun, and now it's really starting to heat up. Similar to Megaverse, Lalalala starts strong, quickly layering deep bass and drums over the piano. Sriracha and the group's other rappers lead us on as the rock elements, such as electric guitar, weave through the song higher and higher, energetically, not necessarily musically higher, but the energy, you feel it really picking up and really kind of pushing you along and making your heart race faster and faster. These verses lead us through to a gorgeous pre chorus, the first one sung by Sungmin and IN, where they are, of course, telling us to feel the rhythm of the world. Sorry. I'm gonna have to get over feeling awkward doing that if I want to keep doing these. And then, as if we're teetering on the edge of yet another drop, all the music drops out except for the piano tune as Han opens the chorus with what feels like an easy, comfortable la 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 la. It's a very comfortable range. It's the kind of, it's not too high, it's not too low. It's almost feels lazy, but it's kind of, I think, to lull the listener into a false sense of security. Like we're strapping into a race car, which goes 0 to 60 in no time flat as the chorus shoots off with the lyrics, just feel the rock. They're all yelling. I don't even know if they're singing at that part. But if you've seen the music video where they're all like dancing really intensely, I cannot do that. The song progresses like that. Powerful rap racing the car, our metaphorical race car, through the musical landscape of our mind as the different members trade off rapping and singing. And we're even blessed with Bang Chan singing the first two lines of the gorgeous pre chorus that Sungmin sang first. The just feel the rhythm of the world as we make it rock. I love when Bang Chan sings. I feel like he should do it more often. And then the bridge. Of course, the bridge. With Felix, Hyunjin, and Han enrapturing all of us with their voices and visuals, of course. Felix starts low, and we're led back up like we're going to the top of a roller coaster. I'm going to use a lot of metaphors. I love a metaphor. First, we were on a race car. Now we're on a roller coaster. He starts, I don't remember the lyrics, and it's like, but he's low. He's like, da, 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 da. It's not as low as he can go, but it's low compared to kind of that like boom, boom power we'd been having before. Through that pre chorus, we're led back up to the tip top of the biggest drop of the roller coaster. And when we're at the top, just bouncing, teetering right on the edge, about to race down, Felix comes back in with his super deep, deep voice, singing the familiar refrain. I can't even go that low. I was about to try it. The la 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 part, but he's very deep. We all know Felix with his deep voice. Hyunjin comes in to repeat, and then the roller coaster drops, and we fly through the final chorus to the end of the song. I love the end where the music drops again, leaving just the piano and the electric guitar. To me, the guitar almost sounds like a record scratch, and this could mean that the song is over, but I know sometimes records also scratch at the beginning, as if this is only the beginning of the song, and it's all a loop playing over and over. Or it's only the beginning of the album, or it's only the beginning for Stray Kids, whose star only seems to be soaring higher and higher. And then next, Blind Spot. Blind Spot was the song that initially stuck out to me on this album and really prompted me to do kind of a deeper dive video into it. The genre is classified as pop rock, dance floor drum, and bass. But to me, it just feels like Yellowcard's Ocean Avenue in the best, most complimentary way. With a Stray Kids twist, of course. It's a more sing-song type song, and it gives me so much nostalgia for like early to mid 2000s pop alt music that I really grew up with. It feels like driving down the Pacific Coast Highway in a convertible with nobody else on the road, like a music video. Literally, the inside feels like I am the main character of a music video. I also love the message of working hard when nobody is watching in their blind spots, as it were, to achieve your dreams. This song feels slightly slower than the first two, but it's by no means a slow song. It just feels less like we're driving a race car or riding a roller coaster, and more like, I already said it, driving down the Pacific Coast Highway in a convertible. It opens with some intense electric guitar, but it doesn't feel hard like it did in La 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 La. Again, we get the rappers carrying us to the dulcet pre-chorus with, I believe it's IN. It might be Sungmin. I didn't write it down, which is not like me, but singing the ever iconic That's a lot higher than I thought it was. Leading to one of my favorite parts, the show them what you're made of. You endless nights deserve a loud ovation. Shine bright and prove us wrong, cause we can feel a progress. I absolutely love that part. And finally, into the strong but warm chorus. I don't really know how else to describe it. This whole song just makes me feel really warm. Of course, I can't mention this song without talking about the bridge. Bang Chan, you dangerous man. He sings us to the sonic peak of the song, both musically and emotionally, cresting to gently lead us back down to the final chorus and then on to the end of the song. When Bang Chan sings,
Fear.
I'm going to give this one a try. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe stretching my arm will help. I was so embarrassed, I had to mute myself.
I've done better, but I've done worse.
Are you sure about that?
It literally makes me feel like my heart has wings. Like I'm soaring the galaxy with Stray Kids. It's such a gorgeous song, and I think criminally underappreciated despite Bang Chan's killing part in the bridge. It feels nostalgic, but somehow also fresh and fast and poppy, but with a rock edge. Like a montage of a high school friend group having a party at the end of some 80s coming of age movie. Do forgive me with my singing. I really did try. And then, of course, we have to revamp the energy. Comflex takes us from the more songy song of Blind Spot back into the Stray Kids wheelhouse, which a friend of mine affectionately refers to as noise music. The website I was on said Comflex is an electro hop song. I don't know if it's supposed to be electro pop. I've never heard of electro hop, but I haven't heard of a lot of things. The title is apparently a portmanteau of complex and flex, which until I was doing research for this video, I thought the song was supposed to be saying like, come flex. Like, if you think you're so hot, come over here and like show me what you've got. I don't know. Even though I know the lyrics now because I did research for this, I did not know them any of the times I was listening to this song before. I thought it was like, come flex, not complex flex. Complex is a fast and dirty, in a good way, anthem about embracing your flaws and what makes you different. Similar to the other songs on this album, it races to an addicting pre-chorus before the bottom drops out on a punchy chorus. I especially love the specific line,
Do I really want to do this?
embracing all my scars and imperfections. It's a great vocal flex for the member who gets to sing it, kind of starting low and tripping its way higher and higher, like it's as easy for them as breathing. Lino and Ian are the two members who sing this line, I do believe. I also love the final pre-chorus. It does the same thing as before, kind of building us up to something booming and resounding for the chorus, or when the music dramatically drops out, but each song does it in such a fun and different way. Nothing perfect is all it takes, 'cause we're perfect. Nothing can make this stand and show us the respect. Sorry, again. I especially love when it gets super punchy and it's like, love me the way I am. Oh my God. It's like a forceful declaration. Love me the way I am, or there's the door.
There's the door. There's the door, bitch!
By the time the song is over, I feel breathless. Like I just went toe to toe with someone and came out on top. All that energy and breathlessness leads us naturally into Cover Me, what I would consider the power ballad of the EP. The genre is actually power ballad, so I guess I was on the right track with that one. And again, I'm not sure if I'm right about this, so please let me know if I'm wrong, but this song also feels like it has the same BPM as the others. I know it's a lot slower, but if you like take the same beat as Megaverse and Lalalala, you can sing Cover Me over that beat. And I just think that's really cool. I'm sure that's pretty common. I think a lot of songs probably have a similar BPM, but it just makes it feel really cohesive even when all the songs are super different. Everyone gets to show off their vocals on this track, and that's something I love about groups like Stray Kids, BTS, and ATEEZ. Their rappers still have gorgeous voices, and often they're super unique compared to a lot of the classic kind of idol singer types. Like Yoongi from BTS, his singing voice is so distinct and it's just addicting to listen to. No, I don't have a soft spot for Seesaw. I don't know what you're talking about. This song has a bit less of a traditional musical structure, in my opinion. The verses don't exactly mirror each other like a normal song does, or maybe they do, but they just sound like they don't, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, which is entirely possible. But this song feels a lot more like a poem than a song. And I know songs are poems, like at the technical sense of the definition, but you know what I mean. It feels more like poemy than songy. And I think that really keeps it very sonically interesting because your brain is expecting it to go one way and then it doesn't, which is fun when it's done well, which it is here, of course. The members say it's about the moon being so bright it hurts and wanting someone to cover them from the moonlight so the daytime will come sooner. Honestly, I'm not really 100% sure I get that vibe, but it's definitely artistic, which makes sense since I found out Hyunjin helped Bangchan write the lyrics. The two of them are listed as lyricists for this song. But like, is it about being scared of the beauty of the moon, so you want the comforting familiarity of the day, or the moon is something that you don't want anything to do with and you want someone to like protect you from the moon until the morning comes? The adjective dazzling is used in interviews to describe the moonlight in this song, which really throws me off since in English, dazzling is like a compliment. So it could just be a difference of the language, how the Korean translates into the English, which is entirely possible. And maybe the moonlight is highlighting the parts of them that they don't want to deal with. Namely, in this song seems to be loneliness. So they're crying out for someone to ease that pain in the night with them until the morning comes. I love, of course, Bangchan. He sings in his falsetto, which as a girl, I don't have a falsetto, but I will try.
Women having a falsetto voice or not is apparently quite a debated topic. I can't speak to that. I was just saying what I remembered from choir in school.
And there's more after that, but I really like that part specifically. And of course, Bangchan, Chris gets another killing part in this song with Sungmin, of course.
Desperately trying to hype myself up to sing this part. Curse you, copyright.
So cover me now. Cover me now. That's right on my break. That is so embarrassing. I'm often surprised when Bangchan takes these high notes. Not that he can't do them, of course, but I would just think one of the vocalists of the group would do it. Then again, I don't know much about how Stray Kids does line distribution. It could be like the way that G-Idol does it, where each of the members sings all of the parts or the parts that they like the most, and whoever can do it the best gets that line. And then whatever's left over is what Soyeon does. I also love that this song doesn't resolve. I can't remember the exact terminology for this, so please forgive me and let me know in the comments if you do. But I believe it's like when a song or measure doesn't sound like it's over. According to Google, it can be an unresolved leading tone, unresolved dissonance, or a half cadence. I am not sure, I don't know enough to say which one is being used in this song, but the end of the song, when you get there, it feels like you're building to this resolution that just never comes. It kind of reminds me of in the old cartoons when the Roadrunner would just run, 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 and then he would run off the edge of the cliff, but like not realize it at first. So he's like running over empty air, and then he looks down and then he falls. That's kind of like a much more cartoony version of the vibe the end of this song gives me, which is positive. I want to make it clear it's a positive thing. It really leaves the listener wanting more, and I think that really works with the artistic meaning of this song. And again, I don't know if these songs are in the same or a similar key or it's something to do with the beats. I don't know why. All I know is how I felt when I transitioned from Cover Me into the next song, Leave. But Cover Me feels like the bottom dropped out from under you, and just as you thought you were about to plummet to your death like the Roadrunner, you land on a soft, fluffy cloud in the form of Leave, the next song on the album. It's like they just roll right into each other. Like you roll right out of Cover Me into Leave. And this song gives 90s boy band in the best way. I can just see some of like the soft 90s choreography in my head whenever this song plays. It's an acoustic rock lo-fi beat, which I can see the lo-fi now that I know it's there. I understand that that's what's going on. And to me, it reminds me of lying in the sand while waves of the ocean gently kind of lap at your legs. The members say it's supposed to be reminiscent of autumn and leaves falling, with the soft guitar riff is supposed to mimic falling leaves. And now that I've read that, I can see that as well. Despite the warm feeling of the song, they describe it as a wistful, heartbreaking song about lovers leaving each other so they won't hurt each other anymore. Talk about whiplash. This one also feels kind of nostalgic to me, and it's the perfect bridge between the slower power ballad of Cover Me to gently raise our energy for the next song. It's almost like when divers have to go through decompression stops before they get back to the surface of the water. Leave absolutely stands on its own, and it is such a fun song to listen to, but it also acts as a sort of bridge or decompression stop so we don't crack our necks trying to pivot to the next and final song. Because remember, I don't talk about remixes. What do y'all know about Social Path? What do y'all know about Social Path? I freaking love this song. Social Path feat. Lisa is everything Stray Kids like to do with their music, executed to absolute perfection. It's a hopeful grunge dance floor drum and bass song that conveys the sacrifices and victories of dedicating your youth to a dream and hoping it comes true. Felix opens the song powerfully declaring that he gave up his youth for his future and he just wants to rise up stronger. Gave up my youth for my future. I just want to rise up stronger. He rises through the notes very simply, then hands us off to Changbin, who spins us away with a clever, fun rap. Han takes over for a bit as well, and then we get the beautiful, lovely Hyunjin, Sungmin, and IN singing the pretty long pre-chorus. I didn't realize how long this pre-chorus was until I was looking up the lyrics to write this script. I think it's like 3 verses. Anyway, the pre-chorus, conveying the feeling of being ridiculed and outcast from others, but their taunts just fuel the demon inside of them to achieve their dreams. I know it's not being lonely, cause everyone keeps turning me down. Countless new surroundings, cold eyes keep looking me down. I'm feeling proud, any other town, you want me to give up right now. Bangchan and Changbin take turns punching out the chorus. We only get to live one life, so take your chances as they come and never let them go, no matter what anybody says. I also love the line, I cannot explain this feeling, yeah, this path was meant to be my dream. It feels like a declaration, but also a plea. Like they want it so badly and they'll do anything to get it, but there's always that tiny lurking fear that your dream won't come true. Three Roch's lyricism can be so poetic, even in such a rock, by that I mean like rock, not rocky, like unsteady song, where the lyrics are going by so fast. And I mean, obviously, this is their job. They've done it for years. They do this for a living, but they just convey certain things so well. And a lot of it's subtle, and I could be reading too deeply into it, but that's what I do. I read deeply into things. Did you see my series on 4 Minutes, the series? Yeah, I read deeply into things. Then Lisa, of course. How can I talk about this song without mentioning her? There's almost nothing to say. By that, I mean nothing bad. Her voice is stunning, and it blends with the boys so well while still standing out, because she is a feature. After all, she is supposed to stand out. But also, just by virtue of being a female singer on a song with 8 male singers, she is going to stand out. I am no Lisa. I am no Lisa by any stretch of the imagination. The ashes convey hardship and pain. Chasing the dream isn't easy, but the singer has no regrets. Even says she loves this feeling, the high of chasing her dreams. Apparently, the idea of a social path in this context is paving the way, which isn't what I would have guessed, but maybe it's like a Korean or a Japanese saying or something like that, because I think the original version of this song was on one of their Japanese albums. I thought Social Path was more about like going against the grain, sort of like Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. That's your social path, the one most traveled by. My social path is the road less traveled by. Kind of conveying that their unique journey, it's so unlike anyone else's, but it's still theirs. It still is their path, even if it's less trodden than many other paths. Anyway, I absolutely love this song. It is such a banger. It is this whole album really is on my party playlist, except for maybe Cover Me. But this song especially, it's just so fun to jam out to in the car. Also, if I may, I had no idea how much English was in this song until I read the lyrics to write the script, which is not necessarily saying anything bad against them and their pronunciation of English, because I also went to a Black Jacket Symphony concert where they were covering Journey, and that also didn't sound like it was in English for a vast majority of the songs I was listening to. And then, of course, there's the Rockstar remix, or sorry, the Lalalala remix, the like festival version, Rockstar version. I actually don't even remember, which is fun, of course. Just like I don't have anything new to say. In conclusion, Rockstar is an awesome EP. Each song leads so beautifully into the next, and it establishes a vibe while still building on the previous vibe, but also preparing you for the next vibe. And it raises your energy, and then it brings you down to like chill for a second before it like pushes us through to this really dramatic and beautiful finale. There are, of course, many other Stray Kids songs that I like, but this is just the EP from start to finish that I think is just so cohesive. It is so beautiful. There's no fluff, nothing is extra, nothing is unnecessary. And I don't feel like anything is missing. I feel like it's just a perfect little encapsulated musical piece, just the way it is. I would love to hear what your favorite Stray Kids songs are. If you have a different favorite album than mine, what is it and why? And please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. I found out only like 12% of my viewers are subscribed, so we should fix that. Join the family, become a dramatict. And please follow me on my other social medias if you are interested in hearing more about me. I'm always yapping somewhere. That is all for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.